When Nintendo announced a Switch 2 focused Nintendo Direct for April 2nd, we thought, all right, that's it. That is the next Nintendo presentation. But we did have questions. Were they going to focus entirely on Switch 2 games? And if that was the case, then what about other Switch 1 games? What about Metroid Prime 4? They never gave us another trailer or anything. So we didn't know what was going to happen. But then there were some rumors that there was gonna be a Switch 1 specific Direct before the Switch 2 Direct. And, I think a lot of us were skeptical, but it was certainly possible, not entirely out of the realm of possibility. But then, of course, the rumored time passed, and we did not get a Switch 1 Direct. So we figured, all right, I guess that just wasn't gonna happen. But now, at the unlikeliest of times, only 1 week away. It's only 1 week until April 2nd. We've got another rumor. A rumor that we are getting some kind of Switch 1 related presentation Wednesday. This Wednesday, tomorrow, at the time of me publishing this video. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the 26th. Now, this, knee-jerk reaction, it seems as unlikely as ever. It really just does. Why? Just a week before the Switch 2 presentation, why would this happen? Here's the thing, though. We've got 3 different sources. None of these is a really solid source, but I kind of feel like when you add them all together, I don't know, it might kind of suggest something. Let's go over all 3. Source number 1, Famiboards user NinSpider. This person made a post saying that they walked by President Furukawa's office. Bear with me. Bear with me for a second. And he overheard Furukawa saying that Nintendo will die before Switch 2 die. Anyone know what this means? And of course, this is nonsensical. This person is not actually suggesting that this really happened, but it seems it may be some sort of clue, a piece of bait, because then a person asked if he was referring to Nindai, which is apparently the word that they use to refer to Nintendo, like a shortening, a portmanteau or whatever, refer to Nintendo Directs in Japan. Nindai. Nintendo Dai. Nindai, you get what I'm saying. And in response to this, NinSpider gave a winking face emoji. Compelling evidence? No. But that's not all. Separately, allegedly, there was a user on a Chinese forum. I don't know anything about this person. Someone said that they leaked some big Nintendo Direct at some point. I always take that with a grain of salt, because I only ever see leaks that are wrong. I mean, as far as when people leak whole Directs, individual game leaks, those will end up being true. But whenever it's a whole Direct, it's always silly. It's always wrong. And yet I'm constantly hearing oh, this person leaked that whole Direct. Why don't I ever see the real ones? I don't know, whatever. Allegedly, this person leaked some other Nintendo Direct accurately. This person claims that there will be a Switch 1 Direct or presentation of some kind in 3 days. And they said this a few days ago, that they were referring to Wednesday. And finally, Stealth40K, you may know Stealth40K, big social media presence, posted, Nintendo made the right call not having any more Switch Directs before the Switch 2 presentation. In response to that, Andy Robinson from over on Video Games Chronicle quoted it, giving only a thinking emoji, which one may take to mean, ooh, is there something to consider there? And Andy Robinson is also not some rando. He is a well-known industry player, and that was his response. So, 3 very, very, very small little bits, 2 of which were cemented with literal emojis. And I know that's a little silly, but I feel like added together, it is at least somewhat compelling. It's at least somewhat, right? 3 people who claim that something is coming this Sunday, 2 of which did so in kind of like winky, tongue-in-cheek kind of hey kind of ways. Naturally, I am still skeptical. Anyone should be in a scenario like this. You know, we've been through this before. Again, lots of people were saying that there was going to be some other Switch 1 presentation. Like, was it earlier this month or was it last month? I think it would have just gonna been last month. I don't remember exactly what they were saying, but that didn't happen. Not quite when they said that it would. And of course, if it is true, if we are getting a Switch 1 related presentation only a week before the Switch 2 presentation, one does have to wonder, what kind of presentation is it going to be? What would Nintendo be willing to do so soon before April 2nd? You know, let's go over options. Obviously, it's not going to be a full direct. It's not going to be like a big Nintendo Direct revealing all sorts of crazy first-party games or anything. I could see a Nintendo Direct Mini in a case like this. As I've said before, Nintendo doesn't do a lot of minis, but it would fit here. It would kind of make sense, you know, and it's all just about like Switch 1 games or whatever. And even if Metroid Prime 4 was like really the main thing that they wanted to reveal and the rest was like smaller stuff, that would certainly be worth a mini, I would say. Of course, there's that other rumor that Metroid Prime 4 was going to be at the Switch 2 presentation, and that according to Kiwi Talks' Reese Riley, it's going to be in the presentation. It's going to blow everything else out of the water. He's like 90% sure. I covered that in my other video about that. So if that's the case, then Metroid Prime 4 would not be featured in whatever this presentation is going to be. So yeah, whatever. Some kind of direct mini is a possibility. Then of course, it could be an Indie World Showcase, or it could be a partner direct. Both of those are, you know, smaller presentations. Still pretty exciting, but like, you know, considerably smaller than a full-blown Nintendo Direct. I guess I could kind of see that. It could make sense. I mean, on the one hand, why would you have any kind of presentation if it's got to be so limited? If it really is like we cannot show absolutely anything that is coming to Switch 2. It's got to just be 100% Switch 1 games. But then on the other hand, the Switch train is still rolling. You know, like obviously people have been developing Switch games for such a long time. There probably are still just that many games coming out, and you know, Nintendo's not going to just abandon the thing instantly. The second they give us this Switch 2 Direct, they still want people to buy and play all of these games. The 100 trillion people who have Switches, they want them to buy these games, sure. Even if Switch 1 games do end up being in the Switch 2 presentation. Even if we do see Metroid Prime 4 there, it could just be that there are that many third parties or indies that are still coming to Switch 1. And I guess it would make sense that they would want to get those out, or at least get those advertised before they're all overshadowed by Switch 2. All the crazy hype train. It's going to be going just full steam by that point, by April 2nd. That does not, however, answer the question of why would they do this so soon, just a week before April 2nd. Like, they could have done it before. They've had ample time this year. They've had months to do a presentation like this. I wouldn't want to put it so close to April 2nd. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Hello.
Oh, what's up?
What are we talking about?
Oh, I'm just recording a video.
Oh, on what?
Like a Switch 1 Direct, like Wednesday.
Is that right, really?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's true.
It's probably not. I wouldn't really pay attention to that sort of thing.
Probably not.
All right, I'll show you later.
I still gotta do the video, though. You know.
All right. Are you doing this one, or am I?
Well, you're gonna be... Yeah, I'll probably have to do it. It's gotta go out, like, first thing in the morning.
All right. I forgot why I came in.
That's all right.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, have a good time.
Yeah.
It's Kane. Kane's visiting. He's leaving tomorrow. He was actually supposed to leave yesterday, but his flight got delayed. We've had a great time. He's been here for 2 weeks. First time visiting Seattle. Good time. Anyway, There is one final thing to consider. If you want, if you believe it is worth considering. I just a little bit ago recorded and put out a video on how Silksong, there's a whole Silksong thing going on. There's some rumblings and people think that it may be revealed very soon. And I know there was originally that big rumor that I won't go into the cake thing right now, but the cake thing where it was suggested that maybe it would be revealed at the April 2nd presentation. It is possible that if suddenly Silksong was gonna get announced and they were talking to Nintendo of America, like, hey, if you want there to be an indie presentation that ends with Silksong getting re-revealed, could that have possibly convinced them to just make a present? Okay, sure, it's been a while since we've done an indie presentation. Let's do it. I don't know. It seems fairly unlikely. And then there's the whole thing where like it's going to be on Game Pass. The last time we saw anything, it was in an Xbox presentation. I don't know where we are there. I don't even know exactly what I'm suggesting. It's just that there was already potentially some sort of association between Silksong and the April 2nd presentation. And now we're getting all of these Silksong rumblings, and we're also getting rumblings of potentially some sort of thing coming this Wednesday. I don't know, it's all kind of lining up. I don't think they're gonna put together rush a whole indie presentation just so that they can do that. I know that's a silly idea. I know these things take a lot of time, but I don't know. I don't know why it would be a week before the Switch 2 presentation. I don't know if Silksong actually fits into it. I really don't know. But there might be some sort of if there is, I will be pleasantly surprised. For sure. I would love for there to be some sort of presentation. Presentations are fun. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess. This is my official guess right now. Will Nintendo do some sort of presentation tomorrow, Wednesday, March the 26th, 2025? I would say yes. They will. It will be an Indie World Showcase. It will end with Silksong. And it will shadow drop the moment they mention it. You heard it here first.